It's Thursday night, a little later than usual. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's time for GotBot Goes live. I don't know how many people are going to come in. I got held up with some family stuff, but I, of course, am your host, your most humble host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Behind me, I don't have my normal banner because I kind of got stuff set up here sort of quick tonight. I'm not planning on a long one because I am late coming on. And I still kind of got to get ready for work tomorrow. But I'm still going to go through some stuff. And in a way, I'm almost a little bit happy about this because I got to deal with a topic that I really don't want to have to deal with, but I think I'm going to have to deal with it just because it's part of the news for the week. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Let me just get everything salted away here. And I've got to go down there. All right. Hey, Francis. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Boscani. Hey, Inconsiderate. Yeah, watching what I hear you, buddy. You go on to bed in the UK there. I get it. Hey, Matt. Got Omega Prime in. No damage, but Optimus has 2 right hands. That's a bit of a bummer for sure. At least Magnus is fine for now. I mean, I would still kind of, I guess, reach out to Hasbro about the 2 right hands. I mean, they're doing parts and stuff anyway. If you got 2 right hands, and you deserve better for something that was, crowdfunded, right? So you definitely deserve better. Hey, Razor Bear. Okay, we're not going to waste time. We're going to kind of get into it because most of what I kind of have to show here is not going to be the crux of the main part of the news, but look at it anyway. This is the new Blokees Heavy Metal War. We kind of touched on it last week. They've added some new again, these are kind of super deformed. The Soundwave looks cute, as does the Grimlock. I really like the Grimmy. Skywarp looks really neat. Hot Rod, I feel, looks a little cartoonish. I get that they're cartoons, but I feel like he looks a little extra. This has got to be the most adorable Shattered Glass Optimus I've ever seen. Looks great also in vehicle mode. Remember, these are blocky, so they don't transform. It's 2 separate model kits here for Shattered Glass Optimus. Shockwave, the clear Shockwave here, the translucent Shockwave looks cool. We talked about it last week. The Chase Megatron, the Ravage along there with Soundwave. I think most of what's left here we've seen, like the Constructicons and stuff. I think all of this we sort of saw last week. So we can get at that again. And going up, this is the Cyber World Chomp and Battle Grimlock. It's like the biggest thing from the Cyber World line, apparently. But is this good? Come on. Yeah, it got knees. But like, and I get it. It sort of has a Beast Wars Megatron vibe, what with the Dino head as his arm and stuff. But and the Dino legs being the lower legs. Like, I feel like this is going to get reused as Beast Wars Megatron. But as a Grimlock, I don't know. I think it's a stretch for Grimlock. And when you transform it, it's obvious where his torso is. Naturally, you turn the body on the side. That's just his knees bent. And I guess the 2 arms are put out to the side. Like, it's obviously very simplistic. I think the Dino looks better than the robot. I'll give credit where credit is due there. But I don't know. I think it's a bit rough myself. Here's kind of all the things in package if you're so inclined. And maybe I'd think better if he had elbows. Maybe I'm just getting held up on the elbows. He is big, though. Like, you can see him here next to the Magnus. So, like, he is a big boy. There's no doubt about it. In terms of shelf presence, I have no doubt that this guy will have it. It's such a stylized Grimlock. And even for as large as it is there compared to Ultra Magnus, like, look at the instructions. Like, they don't seem particularly hard to follow, even being double-sided, right? And I don't hate this, but I feel like if there's something that is suitable for younger fans, this is it. Not the 1-step or 3-step junk. This. I feel like this is the best way to go. Yeah, no elbows, but it can do a few things. It's interesting enough as like an entry point, I think, to the franchise. If that makes sense. We go up here. Oh, this is worth noting. So the Blokees Transformers Galaxy Defender Devastator extra parts won't be in the US. According to Blokees, we are sorry for the inconvenience. We cannot sell in the US because the copyright holder does not allow it. We are an official channel, so we must strictly abide by the requirements of the copyright holder. Thank you for your understanding. We will launch more product as it becomes possible with authorization, so stay tuned. Now, this is an example of something from Blokees that, at least as of this report, was not going to be sold in the States. I have not heard of an update to these extra parts since. However, there's certainly more to the story since. And as you can see, like, there's significant extra parts. The pelvis, the chest, the thighs, the hands, the head, the blaster. So there's a lot there, even if you get the actual Constructicons. Can you import it in? Yeah, I'm sure you can, but what a nuisance. Funko Pop Transformers Beast Wars codes and product numbers. No images, but there will be a Funko Pop Black Arachnia. There will be a Funko Pop Megatron. He'll look cool, as will Optimus Primal. Rhinox, he'll probably look pretty cool. I think he has a great head for Funko Pop. And we saw some images here of Mixmaster. And this is the one I wanted to go to. And some people have said the new Mixmaster looks a lot cleaner and it's the right alt mode. Let's be clear. Neither the old one from Combiner Wars or this one has a wrong alt mode. My understanding is that the Combiner Wars one, being a Titan, being as big as it was meant to have the Constructicons be revisioned as great big industrial construction vehicles like they use in like oil sands and stuff. And they're gigantic. Not like we see on the highway or at construction sites on the road. I'm talking about huge, gigantic industry things. That's what the cement mixer is that Combiner Wars Mixmaster is, which does look funny, admittedly. But if you look that up, it's an actual cement mixer, and it's freaking enormous. The new one is more like we would normally see, going down the road. It's also a smaller size, even though both of these, I think, are Voyager, I think. And it does have the right alt mode. It's just that in this case, they're meant to actually be a G1, like actual full-on homage rather than a stylized homage. So both of these actual real-life cement mixers. It's just one is like the regular size one we see going down the road, which is still big. And this thing is absolutely massive. Like the ladders and stuff on the side of it, that's not an exaggeration. Like they actually exist on those because they're so gigantic. As a leg, I think they both work fine as a leg. Not too much different there. They both have an ankle tilt, not too much different there. But like, I don't have a problem with this. I don't think I need it. But again, and on the back, like, still has a barrel, right? I don't think I need it. But again, if you are in for these guys, I think they'll be fine. And I certainly think that they will scale nicely with your mainline combiners. It's just, I don't think it's something I personally need. Do look forward, though, to kind of taking a look at these. Maybe our buddy Daryl might have some help with that. We'll see as time goes on. But I think he's in for it. So I might still be able to take a look at them and compare them to the Combiner Wars. And I'm going to go down here. There is a Transformers cross-frame girl Optimus Prime. This is one of those model kits where they take the Transformer and they make it into like an anime girl. Me, I'm not a big fan of these. This one's one of the better ones I've seen. I mean, I've seen some that are really uncomfortable. This isn't uncomfortable. It's still obviously a robot. It's just a robot that's a little more feminine, an Optimus that's a little more feminine. So I don't really have a problem with this one. I don't think it's for me, but I don't think I have a problem with this one because it's not like, overly stylized or like, making the color stuff be like they're wearing skimpy shorts. Like it's none of that sort of stuff. It's it's a classy design for what it is, if you're into that. Cang Toys showing off their SD Mini Volcanicus. And like they're small. They're very, very small. Like these are the sizes and the scales that they have gone with. And I just wanted to check something here first. Yeah. Like, you know, they have their masterpiece scale. I'm not sure what the second one is. The third one is meant to be like a legend scale. And I think the new one is meant to be like a micromaster type of scale. Man, they're really going hard with these Volcanicuses. And right here, as you can see, all of the versions of Sludge, or not Sludge, Snarl. I don't know if this is more mainline size or not. I'm really not sure because I'm not familiar with all of the different iterations of what Cang Toys did. But this is basically supposed to be Snarl, and I think, is it Sludge or Swoop? Let's see. 10 centimeter super deformed versions of the Dinobots. We have Snarl, Snarl and Sludge, and these little tiny ones they're only 10 centimeters, so they're not big, right? They're only a couple of inches. They're not big at all. Let's go back into this. In the not the UK, in New Zealand, Age of the Primes Skybite is out. That's wave 2, out many months earlier, much like the deluxes are in Canada. And in Australia, the Hook and Long Haul 2-pack already out in Australia. So I don't know, start keeping your eyes peeled, I guess. Then there are these Infantry Transformers blind boxed watches. Apparently there are 6 designs, I think. Let's make sure. 6 molds. 6 molds it is. And you could pay $60 for them or $50 for a blind box. But if you do the blind box, keep in mind you may get doubles because they're randomly packed, right? So, I mean, I guess Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee. I'm not sure who the other ones are. Let's go through and see if we can figure this out. This just looks like a watch with half Autobot, half Decepticon. This is probably, it's just Decepticon, but its colors are very purple. Shockwave, but I think it's just a Decepticon watch, an Autobot watch. Bumblebee. This one's Decepticon, but I'm not sure if it's just a generic Decepticon. A mystery one. Yeah, so there are options to fill your time tellings, I guess. Speaking of the 2-pack that I mentioned out in Australia, being the Commander Class 2-pack, here we have Bone Crusher along with Hook and Long Haul. And in package, you get the idea, right? You have both bots. You have the actual crane piece. You have the chest side pieces, I suppose. And you have like really the pants and waist area of Long Haul, right? And you can see the 3 of them there. We just looked at Mixmaster, so that's 4. We all know what Scrapper looks like. That's 5. We're really only waiting on Scavenger for like a nice clear image, right? He looks good, no doubt, better than the Combiner Wars. I'm not even going to pretend. He's pretty much the same as the Combiner Wars. There's not a lot of difference. But combined, you get an idea of what Debbie will be like with the arm and the chest and the upper legs. You know, you take a Scrapper and a Mixmaster and throw it on there. At the bottom, you got a good idea of where you're headed in terms of a Devastator. We just need a Scavenger. But I don't think that this is bad. If I didn't have the Combiner Wars, I would totally be in for this. Do not, however, like the legs of Long Haul just stuck up on the back. No, thanks. This looks pretty neat, though. So we will get back out of this. And we'll come back to that in a second. Also showing off an Overlord by Transformers Collaborative, G Transformers caps. If you're into like ball caps, basically, or trucker caps, whatever. Obviously, Bumblebee. A lot of Bumblebee. I do like up under the bill, the brim, the whatever you want to call it. This part. Megatron. I like the Megatron one. That looks pretty cool with the patch on it. It too looks neat up underneath, but not as neat as the Bumblebee one. Optimus, giving the peace sign. Up under his is pretty straightforward. Right? It still fades though, like Bumblebee's did. So I like that. I still like Bumblebee's better though. Starscream, a lot of red on Starscream. Pretty surprising, actually. And Starscream has a pretty cool up underneath too, much like Megatron's. But I think Bumblebee's was the best. Like, I think this is really cool, you know? But that's just me. And maybe it's just the angle and the lighting. And the last thing that we're actually going to show before I go back to you guys, Hearts of Steel Deluxe Class, Optimus Prime and Starscream. Keep in mind, both of these are deluxes. So they're only going to be, you know, that size, right? Here we have Starscream and Optimus with all of their pieces and together. This Starscream is similar to the MMC, but obviously smaller. The shoulders, the wings, certainly more simplified. But I don't think it's necessarily bad. They got the feet mistransformed, though. In some pictures, the feet are mistransformed, and some they're not. Interesting. The blast effects work on the Optimus. You can see there he's about the size of the Devastation one from Studio Series. Smaller than the Voyager from Earthrise, right? So they're not particularly big. I do like the weird plane motor Starscream, very Hearts of Steel-esque. And the train is just adorable. The little train Optimus is adorable. So is the little bee. I remember when Starscream wife saw the Optimus and she thought he was absolutely cute and kind of gorgeous. And that is it for the news. Let's check in with you guys because I know you've been saying some stuff. And then I'm going to kind of run through the news here. We'll do the trivia and the unboxing and get out of here. Let's see. I've definitely contacted Hasbro about it. Good for you, Francis. Hey, Lion. I don't mind the Grimlock design. Just need a little more polish to it. Yes, it's like the potential is there to be something really cool. The potential is definitely there. Hey, Blue. Let's see. Mining equipment. Hey, Daryl. Listen, yeah, I almost missed it. I was late coming on. It's all right. Not huge, but not huge on it. But after the Earthspark Skywarp, how much can the best offer? Fair. 1246 in the UK. Thanks for being here, Soundwave. I can't believe that you're not in on the sexy anime Optimus. Yeah, it seems right up my alley, don't it? Megatron, he has the helmet. A watch collector would have all the time, but no money. Fair enough. Hey, no, if I didn't say it already, buddy. Hey, David. It's an okay day, I guess. Fans Toys, cost-wise, and time cost more than my Metroplex 50-kilogram Iron Fortress. I mean, I'm not a big Fans Toys guy. I didn't have a great experience with Phoenix, and I was like, I don't think this company's for me. But I understand the price, the cost. I also understand how rabid that fan base is. So, yeah, more than your Metro, than your Iron Fortress. Interesting. Excited for Devastator. I was for Superion. Excited for Devastator. Yeah, I get why you would be. If I didn't have the Combiner Wars, I would be in for this. And honestly, there's a part of me that sort of thinks like, I sort of smart with the Combiner Wars because I even said at the time I wish it was smaller. I like the size of the new one because it fits in with the mainline. I think mainline is the correct size. But because I'm happy with my Combiner Wars one with the upgrade kit, I don't see a need to get this one. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll certainly do the review though. The B train actually looks like a Bumblebee. It kind of really does. You're right. Sitting in Emerge with your kid took a softball to the face. Hope Lily's okay. Give her my best, man. Give her my best. Yeah, baseball to the face is nothing fun. As a baseball fan, I hope your daughter is okay. I hope your daughter feels better. Yeah, a lot of people say that sucks, and I agree. It absolutely sucks. Nobody wants a baseball in the face. Only 2 more Power of the Primes Dinobots to go before I can make Volcanicus. Looking forward to completing that set and getting the upgrade kit. Enjoy. I actually thought that those Dinobots were pretty good. I now have the Black Mamba set of those, but I thought that the originals were good too. Yeah, best wishes to Lily. Got Fans Toys Devastator on shelf. Cost an arm and a leg so far. I have no doubt that it did. Let's just check in now here with the news. We did Hearts of Steel. We did the Hook and the Long Haul. The watches out in Australia and New Zealand. The Mixmaster, the Girl Optimist, the Cang Toys, little tiny teeny super deformed. Volcanicus, Cyberworld, Blokees, and the Devastator not being sold in the U.S. So, a couple of things we got to talk about. And I've said I'm not going to talk about it because I've really, A, it has really nothing to do with me. And B, I've said it never should have happened. So the whole tariffs thing starting to affect the U.S. and companies in the U.S. in not so small ways. And it's trickling down to something that is the ultimate luxury, being toys. It ain't food. It's not eggs. It's not gas. It's not medicine. It's toys. It is the ultimate luxury. And even they are feeling the bite of, that's right, the tariffs. Let me be clear. I said it before. I'll say it again. Tariffs really have no point in any modern economy. They stopped having a point about 150, 200 years ago when income tax got introduced. And the only reason that they existed in the beginning was to fund government and to protect new and emerging businesses and markets in brand new countries. North America is not new anymore. It is firmly entrenched on the world stage in global economics. Putting in tariffs will not bolster any economy. It will isolate and hurt an economy. That's the reality of it. Look it up in any economics book. Now, that being said, it was proposed that 145% tariff was going to be put on goods imported from China. While Hasbro does produce many Transformers in Vietnam, a lot of what they still produce is in China. And Hasbro came out and said that at 145% tariff, they simply won't be selling their product in the United States. It would have to be more than double what they are now. And it just, I've said this before, it gets to a point where it doesn't mean you should do something. It got to, nobody would pay it. And Deluxe would have had to go to probably $60, $65 for a Deluxe Transformer. Then that got changed. But before that got changed, that wasn't the only company affected. No, Super 7 also stated in a notice that at 145%, they were going to cease operations because it made no sense in maker products. So one company was going to cease operations. The multi-billion-dollar company said that they would sell all of their products internationally, but not within the U.S., even though they're a U.S. company, which makes no sense. Then it came out as the week went on that those tariffs of 145% were going to get reduced to 30%. That being said, Super 7 has since said, well, they will sell their stuff, but they're going to have to streamline if they want to stay competitive, if they want to stay viable, if they want to stay open. That also, unfortunately, meant a lot of layoffs of people that did not deserve to be laid off. They said this is squarely 100% because of the tariffs and us having to survive. And they laid off people across 16 different states. So the tariffs have caused layoffs, at least for one company, across 16 states. Hasbro, on the flip side, said, oh, at 30%, sure, we'll still sell within the U.S., but there will have to be a price increase. That price increase is specifically only for the U.S. because nowhere else has these silly tariffs. The rest of the world realizes this is a post-pandemic economy globally, and we're all trying to recover from that global emergency. They have furthermore said that the price increases that will not happen globally, but within the U.S., will not affect distribution channels or product availability in other countries. For example, here in Canada, retailer, e-tailer, Toy Snowman has confirmed, after a request to know, that there will be no increases to the price of Transformers in Canada. That's one of many retailers who have made the same inquiries from many nations and have also been informed of the same thing. Fast forward to today when I checked, and it looks like deluxes in the US are now up to about $31 to $32.99. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Canada Club, because here they're ranging at $35. Funny, some places like Walmart have actually lowered the price $1, $35.99 to $36.99. Now the prices are more in line. I've been saying that the exchange rate does not support the difference between $24 and $36, $37. And it doesn't. Absolutely does not. But now, thanks to these tariffs, now you got this new price. And if you're thinking to yourself, wait, when those tariffs go away, those prices will go down. Please tell me one time in history, in any industry with any product, that any tax was taken away and the prices went down, because that's not what happens. All that happens is the prices stay up and those companies make record profits until people say, yeah, I'm not paying this. I said in 2019, do not support bad business. Do not support customer gouging. Do not support putting rich stockholders' profits above customer service. And here we are 6 years later, and I would say it's in the worst state that it could possibly be in. At this rate, I still don't see Hasbro lasting until 2031. Now, after all of that, there's one more wrinkle. Originally, Walmart had stated that they would swallow the tariff price and that would not be passed on to customers. Word is that after Donald Trump explicitly said that tariffs are not to be passed on to customers, you should swallow them, that's when Walmart came back and said, well, now we are going to pass it on to customers. Now that you've ordered us not to, now we're going to. It's not a good thing, and it's not going in a good direction. And Blokees saying part of something's not available. If you had any doubt that Walmart will shelve the franchises and the things that we love, don't have any doubt, because if it's not profitable, they will. Super 7 has laid off people across 16 states. What is happening to your economy in the U.S. is frightening. What is happening to your economy in the U.S. is destructive. And what is happening to your economy in the U.S., if something doesn't change, I don't know if you can come back from it. And I wish I had better advice to you other than it never had to be this way. It never had to be this way. Your economy was in the toilet by the end of George W. Bush's presidency, a Republican president, by the way, in the toilet, pretty much on the verge of another Great Depression. Barack Obama, in his 8 years, as imperfect as he was, did the best he could to try and recover it, and done a pretty good job. I would say by maybe year 7, you were beginning to get out of it, but only beginning. And then you had 4 years of Donald Trump that took your economy, went down the toilet with it. Poor Joe. I mean, literally anyone would make it. This would make a better president. But poor Joe tried his best in 4 years. By the way, best wishes to him. What a horrible diagnosis this week. And when you had the opportunity to have someone other than Donald Trump again, you picked him again. And this is the results. I hope something changes. I really, really do. But this is a rough state to be in. Now, all of that I just said is only for toys, something that don't even matter. How is this going to affect other things that get imported from China? Because a lot of products for a lot of companies are made there. And if you're thinking, hey, just take them into the Chinese factories and put them in American factories, that would mean you'd have to pay American wages with benefits, with pensions, with this, that, the other thing. In North America, it's what labor laws require. Guess where you don't have to pay all that stuff? China. That's why companies go there, because you can produce things for dirt cheap, and you got to keep those investors happy. Okay, let's do the trivia here. That's my spiel on that. That's all I want to talk about with it, but I felt like, how could I not talk about it when Hasbro threatened to not sell in there, when the prices have now gone up, when Super 7 laid people off? when Blokees said they're not selling something, and when Walmart, a major retailer, said they won't be swallowing no tariffs, they're going to pass it on to the consumer. I'm glad I'm not there. That's what I'm going to say. Our trivia in G1, who is physically considered the weakest Autobot? Is it A, Bumblebee, B, Windcharger, C, Wheelie, or D, Powerglide? Who is considered the weakest, physically weakest Autobot? B, Windcharger, Wheelie, or Powerglide? A, B, C, or D? I'll check in with you guys until we get down to the answers. Let's see here. I'm just gonna run down here. Optimus and Bumblebee are really useful engines. The B looks like an actual. Yeah, we were down there. Best wishes. Let's see. Oh yeah. I've been going there for a while, buddy. Luckily, I'm tall, so you don't notice it so much. Not when I'm stood up, anyway. I may not be into investing in economics, but you make a point, and something tells me you may like the show called Leverage. You may detest thieves, but you see them as Robin Hoods. Oh, interesting. I think I got a pre-order for Dinosaurs Fort Max. Ew. Good luck with that. I thought only the head was out for that. I could be wrong, though. You mean the company has to sell unsold product to keep companies alive and slowly die out for higher prices? Well, yeah, I think that's going to be part of it. I certainly think that's going to be part of it, Blue. Hey, Big M. Taxes, I see, is an acronym. Tariff, survival, exports. Well, I don't know if it's an acronym, but all of that ties in with it to a degree. Don't pay anything to import from China to UK and send airmail. Yeah, same for Canada. Biting my tongue. Dennis knows how I feel about Felon 47. Super 7 employee layoffs. Yeah, a lot of them. I just had to blow a ton of money on car repairs. I also lost 3 days of work because of it. Oh, that's brutal. There's no way to build that infrastructure quickly. No, you're right, Mike. There is no way to build that infrastructure quickly. You're 100% right. Excellent point. That industrial capacity that China has, no other country really has it. Vietnam's close, but good point. Maybe Bangladesh might. Bangladesh has a lot of factories. I know that. Bush was not well because what happened? Oh, yeah, no doubt. Bush was given a raw deal because of September 11th, no doubt, and he had to respond. It put him in a tough spot, but unfortunately, it just deteriorated from there. I can't put all the blame on him. He was under some terrible circumstances, no doubt. Toys are the smallest thing Republicans are trying to destroy in my life. That's sad. B, C, A, B, B. Just recent news that Diamond Toys just shut down and laid off everyone. Yes, that's right. Diamond was going to be bought by another company. Apparently, all of that fell through, and Diamond has indeed apparently now shut down. They're done. Good point, Maximal 10. I forgot to put that in my notes. Yes, apparently Diamond is done, sadly. That's going to leave about 5,000 stores trying to seek new distribution. That's going to be a rough go for a lot of small businesses. C, Bumblebee. Huffer wasn't a choice. A, it is Bumblebee. A, yes. He is apparently considered to be the weakest Autobot, but he is also considered to be the most stealthiest Autobot. So his stealth makes up for his strength, I guess. Okay. The unboxing, and then we'll get out of here. So the unboxing, this is a short one tonight, but I told you it wasn't a lot of news. And a couple of people already saw this because I sort of accidentally shared it around earlier in the week. But tomorrow's review is going to be this guy. This is the Bayway Studio Series 54 Megatron, the KO. I will be comparing him next to the official that my wife found thrift shopping some time ago. He's really cool. Is he as good or better than the official? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Also, I'm thinking next week. We'll see. Boom. This is the Rise of the Beast mainline Optimus Prime. Have never looked at this. And both of these items, by the way, are on loan to us by our buddy Daryl, who's in the chat. And this is really neat. This is actually surprisingly good with a really neat transformation. Yeah, there's stuff that's simple. Yeah, there's stuff that's not perfect and definitely too much unpainted gray. But there's something real enjoyable about this. Now, the last thing for the unboxing, I thought about waiting with this, but I'm excited about it, so I'm going to show it now. I'm not exactly sure when this review will be. It might be Tuesday, might be Friday, maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I am very excited to finally round out the Age of the Primes Wave 1 Deluxes with Soulless Prime. I'm happy to take a look at her. She's interesting, but I'm even more excited to compare her to MMC Salvia Promenon. This is my go-to Soulless Prime. She's gorgeous. I love her. And I just popped off a leg. That's not a fault, though, of the mold, though I know that that's an issue with the ankle popping out. I just literally pushed it out myself. That was 100% my mistake then. I pushed it out. But comparing these two, ooh, buddy. And you know what? Not for nothing. They're about the same height. Like, they're both pretty, well, not pretty much deluxe. But like, she's pretty much deluxe as well in terms of size. Not in terms of build. She's a lot more to her. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. So, Bayway Studio Series 54 Megatron KO that has a ton of extra stuff compared to the original, the official. The Rise of the Beast mainline Optimus, that'll be a fun one. And Soulless Prime, who, not for nothing, I kind of like her forge. Even though it doesn't look like the forge that I know, there's a lot of artwork where the forge also looks like this. It's going to be interesting. It is. It's going to be interesting. And with that, my friends, I'm going to get out of here. I told you it was going to be a short one tonight because there wasn't too much to cover. Sorry I came on so late. I really, really am. You know what? I just noticed Mike say we're blessed how quickly we're getting Age of the Primes in Canada. It's been slow coming to Newfoundland, but I know a lot of places have gotten them very, very quickly. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around, man. Have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.